Hey y'all, I'm Jenna Paulette and you're watching Land.com presents ACM Land and Lyrics. The thing that prompted my love for the land is the way that my grandfather took care of ours. We had a ranch on the Oklahoma-Texas line. It was a cow-calf operation. I spent a lot of days in a dusty pickup truck checking cows with him. Taking care of the land kind of came first and foremost for us, and it made me love being outdoors, love and feel the most like myself when I'm outside, and I don't know where I'd be without wide open spaces. I fell in love with music in my granddad's pickup truck and on the back of a four-wheeler. I listened to all the good old stuff like Eddie Arnold and cowboy music with him in his pickup, and he had George Strait greatest hits in his pickup, and being out there in it is what made me fall in love with it. I remember distinctly singing Wide Open Spaces on a four-wheeler, checking cows at the top of my lungs. There was nobody with me, and just being like, oh my gosh, I'm singing Wide Open Spaces in wide open spaces, and I just thought that's what I need to do with my life. I feel like now, because of where we live, because of the land we have, and because of what we're surrounded by, I'm accomplishing the goal that I always had to keep one foot on the ranch and one foot in the music industry. This property popped up on a couple websites, land.com. It had been vacant for I think 3 years, and we had been looking for a property that would be good for horses with a little bit of pasture land. We were so thankful because it was the perfect place for us, just exactly what we were looking for, something to grow into, and a place that we could feel just completely comfortable and expand and give our horses somewhere to run. When I get off the road or come back from being in Nashville or back from being in the studio, being in a place where I've got space to think is so important to me. I always tell people one of my easiest places to think of song ideas is somewhere that I can be horseback, and getting to do that and then come home to the views and be able to just mindlessly do my dishes and look out my window and see something beautiful gives me space to have a good idea come into my mind at all. I feel just as comfortable on a stage as I do on a horse or around cows in general. I think both situations, the reason why I love them is that you get prepared to be in either situation, and then anything happens while you're on a stage or on a horse working cows. Country living inspires my music because I think I come up with my best ideas horseback. I'll be, out there in it, and I actually have the freedom to have some idea pop into my brain, and I sing it horseback all day long until I've got a second to sing it into my phone. I bring a piece of this land with me everywhere I go because it gives me something to look forward to going home to. I always know that no matter how busy it gets when I'm out there on the road, on a bus, in a riding room in Nashville, knowing that I have this to come home to gives me every reason in the world to keep doing what I do and be home as much as I possibly can be. One of the songs that always makes me think of home that I get to sing a lot is Stop and Smell the Horses. It's one of the later tracks on my debut record. The whole concept is about slowing down and realizing that even in the busyness of life, nothing goes perfect, and you always have to remember to stop and smell the horses. It's a play on Stop and Smell the Roses, but in my world, it ain't always roses. Owning land at all has been a huge part of, keeping my feet on the ground and giving me a reason to keep my boots dirty. And I talk about that all the time, the importance of, staying humble and being around people that keep me, when I'm out here and I get to work. I'm the low person on the totem pole and people get to boss me around, and I love it because there's always something to be learned, and it gives me the space to have the kind of character that I want to have and that I want to pass down to my kids. And you can't look at a sunset and not think about the possibility that there's a God. And I love that for myself, and to be able to put myself in a place that turns me back to that constantly. It just was always important for me to connect living with singing. It's a gift, and it makes me a better person in every single way. Thanks for coming to my place in Texas. You're watching Land.com presents ACM Land and Lyrics.